Hey, it's me, Luca, your local little, and by local I mean global, holistic nutrition gal. Listen, have you ever noticed that in summer, when you start to pay attention to things, you don't want the same foods you're eating in other seasons? You might want lighter meals. You might want fresh flavors. You might feel yourself drawn to more cold foods, more salads, less cooking. Like, no one wants to be making soup in the summer unless it's gazpacho. But yeah, what about more grazing? What about more dining outside? Like al fresco, baby. If you've noticed that, that is not a random thing. That is actually your body responding to the season. So let me ask you this question. What do you notice as that summer date, that solstice date is looming in the near future ahead of you? What kind of things do you feel stirring inside of you in request for a different way of eating? Well, summer to me is the season to look at things in a very different light. It is, I always think it's the most delicious season, but then I'll say that about every season as we land in it. But summer in particular is a very delicious season, yeah? It's a season of heat. Summer is traditionally a season where we're moving. It's one of those yang seasons where there's a lot of going outside, getting on your bike, traveling, going to the beach, going camping. It's that season of expansion. You can see it in the nature as well. If you look in any garden, you'll see it exploding and that expansion. If you've ever had children in your life, or if you know or work with children, you will see that at the end of the summer, the children come back, the ones you left in June, and they come back in September, and it's like they've grown exponentially in the summer. They've had that season of expansion. Well, food also shifts in this season. What do we tend to gravitate towards in the summer? Well, if you've got a garden, you're gravitating towards fresh herbs. You're gravitating towards the fresh vegetables, things like local tomatoes. Gosh, there's nothing like it. Don't send me a tomato from 14 countries over. I want the real thing. You might feel you want more hydrating foods like fruit. If you've got any children and you've ever grown raspberries in your back garden, imagine back to when, and if you didn't, I'll tell you, my daughter used to sit in the raspberry canes and carefully pluck all of the ripest fruit right off of the canes. If I didn't know where she was and it was fairly quiet, I knew where to find her if it was July into August. Maybe you find yourself in summer looking for simpler cooking methods, moving to the patio to have more dinners cooked on the barbecue. Yeah, even in older food traditions, summer eating was really about working with what was in the environment, working with what you had access to. You weren't working against it. You just seemed to celebrate all of the fresh things. This is the season of salads. It's the season of spring rolls or like salad rolls, the fresh stuff. It's the season of veggies and dip. It's the season of just having a plate of fruit or a big container fruit you bring down when you go to the beach with the kids, yeah? When the season changes, so does your physiology. And that's why I want to draw your attention here today. Every summer, I notice my body's requesting for different things, and I notice a shift in how I approach meal prep, and my entire kitchen actually completely changes. I don't want to be cooking any curries. I don't want to be making any stews. Forget about the meat stock. What kind of nutritional practitioner tells you to make meat stock in the summer months? Ugh, right? Yeah, I want food that feels simple. I look forward to foods that are fresh. I look forward to foods that are alive, that just have that expansive energy that the summer seems to call for. I even have my perennial summer favorite cookbooks, especially in particular, I look to this one cookbook called the Rebar Kitchen Cookbook. It's a Victoria staple in the city of Victoria, British Columbia. Vegetarian restaurant downtown, nestled sort of in the back corners of downtown. And the rebar, I'm pretty sure when they put together their kitchen cookbook some 25 years ago, they did it in the summer, at the tail end of summer, at the start of fall. And I lean into this book every year when summer comes around because that's the food that is highlighted in this cookbook. This is where I get all of my batch cooking tomato sauces ready for my freezer in the winter. This is where I get some of the most delicious salads with the freshest, most vibrant ingredients. So I feel better in my body when what I'm eating and what I'm requesting is matching what's happening outside. It's more, I feel I've got more energy. I feel like it's way less effort too. There's a lot more ease around how to think about putting meals together. Have you ever noticed that? Have you ever noticed any changes that your summer body is asking for? Do you gravitate towards different recipes in the summer? Do you build your menus around what's coming up in the garden or what's come up in your farm box that you get delivered every week? Or whatever it is that you find at the market? It's cool to notice these things, I think. And if we use that as an impetus, it can kind of uncomplicate getting dinner on the table, frankly. Why am I telling you all these things? Well, I'm kicking off a little something called the Summer Seasonal Table. And this Summer Seasonal Table, I am doing it every season this year. We just wrapped up the spring 8 weeks. Now we're going to be kicking off the summer 8 weeks, and we're kicking it off on the day of the solstice, of course. And in the seasonal exploration, we're doing exactly everything I've just talked about. We're going to learn how to eat in a way that makes whatever's on your plate match what's happening outside. So you're going to follow the season you're already in. And when we start to do that, some of the biochemistry of the body actually starts to work a little bit better. Yeah, it's not restrictive. It's not complicated. This is really just seasonal alignment with your food. And to me, it's the perfect invitation to reinsert ourselves into the natural rhythms of the natural world. We're not separate from it. So in these 8 weeks in this summer seasonal table, we're calling it, you're going to get simple recipes, seasonal guidance. You're also going to get small kitchen experiments each week. Because I'm nothing if not a believer in playing with your food. It's not overwhelming. This is really just a rhythm that you can return to. And the nice part is when you build it this summer, you start to build a timestamp and a way to insert yourselves into the rhythm of the year. And you'll find yourself called to it again this time next year. That's the cool part. If you've ever felt like eating well takes too much effort, or if you're finding that you are running out of ideas and you're thinking, why do they want dinner every night? Pull your hair, right? Or if you always feel like you're trying to figure out what it is that your body actually wants, this is a way to simplify that. Come and join us in the summer seasonal table. It's really, we're not doing more. We are following the season that is already happening around you. And I'm going to give you some hints and tricks and recipes that are going to help you really realign with what it is that's in abundance around you. I really think there's something to be said when we approach how to feed a human. We have to think of, okay, we have to pay attention to the ancestors and the people you came from. So eating according to the people you come from. I think there's something to be said about eating according to the ancestors on the land and the spot that you currently call home as well. So this is a bit of how we're going to do that. We're going to weave in that local aspect. We're going to weave in some of the traditional wisdom of summer so that you can reinsert yourself into the natural rhythm of things. If this resonated, I really hope that you'll consider coming to join us in the summer seasonal table. We're going to be having a really good time with it. We are going to be coming at this from a couple of different ways to think about how to energetically move through the season, how to match the energetics of the season, recipes and foods and little projects you might want to take under your wing as the summer rolls along, and how to reinsert yourself into that natural rhythm. Like if you're not wanting to join us, of course, that's okay too. I'll be sad, I'll cry in the corner, you'll never know. Lies. But here's a place to start whether or not you join us. Look at your next meal. Ask what summer might want you to eat today. I mean, it's almost here. It's around the corner. So I've got information about it just below where this is hosted. I'd love to have you join us. Or if you had a newsletter send you here, go back to the newsletter. I look forward to having you in our circles. We had a good time with the spring things. Let's get into the summer rhythm of things. I'll see you there. Salut, mais certainement à bientôt.